Let's go.
Alright, welcome back. So we'll be doing all of the black cards available in Avatar The Last Airbender. So let's get it started with Rise of Sozin. That's a 6 mana saga, black mythic, 4 colorless, 2 black, 3 parts. First part, destroy all creatures. Second part, choose a card name. You search their hand, library, deck and graveyard for up to 4 cards with the same name. Exile them, then you shuffle the library, exile, and it transforms into Fire Lord Sozin. Fire Lord Sozin has Menace, Firebending 3, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may pay X. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana cost value X or less from your opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield. So, very good revival there. So let's move on to our next black mythic, which is Kho the Face Stealer. So that's 6 mana for a 6/6. That's again 4 colorless, 2 black for a shapeshifter spirit, legendary creature. When Kho enters, exile up to 1 other target creature. When another non-token creature dies, you may exile it. You can pay 1 life to choose 1 creature exiled with Kho, and it has all activated and triggered abilities of that chosen card. Well, the last chosen card. So that's pretty good and pretty thematic. It has an amazing art. So we move on. Next, we have a rare in Obsessive Pursuit. That's 2 mana for enchantment, 1 black, 1 colorless. When it enters, at the beginning of your upkeep as well, you lose 1 life and you create a clue. Whenever you attack, you put X1 on counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you've sacrificed this turn. Again, it has a picture of Zuko there because of course he sacrificed a lot. If X was 3 or greater, the creature gains lifelink until end of turn. So, pretty good. Next, we have another mythic in Phoenix Fleet Airship, a artifact vehicle, non-legendary for 4 mana, 2 colorless, 2 black, for a 4/4, flying, crew 1. At the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice a permanent this turn, create a token that's a copy of this vehicle. So very, very strong ability there. As long as you control 8 or more permanents named Phoenix Fleet Airship, this vehicle is an artifact creature, meaning you no longer have to crew it. So, very good way to create an army there. Next, we have another rare with Fire Nation Drill. This one is a legendary artifact vehicle. It is 6/3, trample, crew 2. That's 2 colorless, 2 black. And it has, when it enters, you may tap it. If you do, destroy target creature with power 4 or less. And an activate ability for 1 mana that permanents your opponent's controls lose hexproof and indestructible until the end of your turn. So again, pretty nice. Then we have a Raven Eagle, a bird assassin for 3 mana. It's a 2/3 with flying. When this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. This creature card, if a creature card is exiled, this way, create a clue. When you draw your second card each turn, your opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So, not bad, not bad. A little lenient on the clue mechanic there. Next, we have Foggy Swamp Visions, which is a 3 mana sorcery. As an additional cost, you have to waterbend X. You exile X target creatures from your graveyard. For each creature card exiled this way, create a token copy that's a copy of it. At beginning of your next end step, you sacrifice those tokens. So again, it's pseudo revival on a stick. So pretty strong, amazing art as well. Next, we have Day of the Black Sun, another rare, 2 black mana and X for a sorcery. Each creature with converted mana cost X or less loses all abilities until end of turn and destroy those creatures. So it's a way around indestructible and a lot of destruction there. So, very nice. Good art as well. Then we have Mai Scornful Striker, legendary creature, human noble, 2 mana for a 2/2. She has first strike, and whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. That is super good, especially in those aristocrat and punisher strategies. I'll definitely be wanting a copy of this. Mai is one of best girls, so we move on. Next, we have Boiling Rock Rioter, a 3-mana non-legendary creature. That's a 3/3 human rogue ally, firebending 1. Tap an untapped ally you control, exile target card from a graveyard. And when this creature attacks, you may cast an ally spell from among cards you own exiled with this creature. So, not bad, not bad. It's a fire ally. We don't have much of those. Next, we have the Black Shrine, Northern Air Temple for 1 black banner. When it enters, each opponent loses X life, where X is the amount of shrines you control. You also gain X life. And when another shrine enters, each opponent just loses 1 life and you gain 1. So, pretty good. I like how these shrines are very strong on entry, but since they don't have activate abilities, they trigger when another shrine enters. So, I'll give and take there. Next, we have Azula on the Hunt, an uncommon. It's a 4-mana 4/3 human noble legendary creature, firebending 2. When Azula attacks, you lose 1 life and you create a clue token. So, alright, on team again. Next, we have June, Bounty Hunter, a 2-mana 2/2, again legendary creature. It's a human mercenary. June can't be blocked as long as you have drawn 2 or more cards this turn. It has an activate ability for 1 mana, sacrifice another creature, and you create a clue token, but you can only use the ability once per turn. Next, we have a Lo and Li Twin Tutors, legendary creatures, human advisors, 5 mana for a 2/2. When they enter a search library for a lesson or a noble card, put it into your hand and shuffle. So, of course, it looks for Azula or many of the big benders and noble creatures you control, and lesson spells have lifelink. Interesting. We have Zuko's Conviction next, an instant with kicker 4. And this says return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. If it was kicked, you bring it to a battlefield instead. Nice. Next we have Jodie, one of many. Excuse me. Human Artificer, non-legendary, 2 mana for a 2/2. 1 black and tap, surveil 1, created a clue token. Sorry, create a token that's a copy of this creature. Okay, not bad. Then sacrifice an artifact or creature. Interesting. Alright, we'll think about that. It's non-legendary though. We have Fatal Fissure, a 2 mana instant again. Choose target creature. When this creature this turn dies, you earthbend 4. Oh, that's really spicy. That's really good actually. Okay. We have Wolfbat, a 3 mana creature, non-legendary. It's a 2/2 with flying. Of course, it's a Wolfbat. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you may pay black. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a penalty count on it. And that means that next time it would die, you exile it instead. But you can get around it by exiling it on your own with a blink effect, like Cloud Strike we showed yesterday. Well, Cloud Shift, not Cloud Strike. My bad. Next, we have Tundra Tank, a artifact vehicle 4/4 for 3 mana. With firebending 1, it also cruises for 1. When it enters, target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Okay. Pretty solid. Heartless Act, it's a reprint, but this one has Appa in the art. It's a 2 mana instant. You destroy target creature with no counters on it, or you move up to 3 counters from target creature. Mind you, it didn't say 1/1 counters, it said counters, so you can remove any type of counters at all. Next, we have Epic Downfall, another reprint. Sorcery, for 2 mana, exile target creature with mana value 3 or less. That picture of Azula breathing fire locked up is amazing. Next, we have Cat-Gator, for all you cat girls out there. I'm not calling anybody in particular, but I'm looking at them right now. Fish Crocodile, lifelink. For 7 mana, you get a 3/2. When this creature enters, it deal damage equal to the number of swamps you control to any target. Whoo-wee, that's actually That's actually pretty good finisher, yeah? And that lifelink means you gain life. Alright. Next we have Fire Nation Engineers. It's a 3-mana non-legendary creature with 2/3 human artificer with raid, meaning after you attack, then you get this ability. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, put a 1 on counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Not the world's most powerful, but pretty good. We have Buzzard-Wasp Colony, 4-mana creature, non-legendary, 2/2 bird insects with flying. When this creature enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw a card. When another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on this creature. That's pretty good. Ozai's Cruelty, a lesson, sorcery, 3 mana. It does 2 damage to target player and they discard 2 cards. Okay, more to the list. We have Pirate Peddlers, a 3 mana common creature, human pirate, 2/2, death touch. When you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1 on counter on this card. Okay. Can go with a Shredder strategy. Not bad, not bad. We have Ruinous Waterbending, a 3 mana lesson, sorcery. That's 1 colorless, 2 black, additional cost. You may waterbend 4. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If you waterbended, whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain a life. Alright, pretty cool. We have Canyon Crawlers, which is a 6 mana creature, non-legendary, Spider Beast, which is 6/6, death touch. When it enters, you create a food, and you can swamp cycle it for 2, meaning you can cycle it, discard it, and draw a swamp. We have Foggy Swamp Hunters to go with Foggy Swamp Visions, a 4 mana 3/4 creature, human ranger ally. As long as you've drawn 2 more cards this turn, this creature's lifelink and menace. Alright, not bad, not bad. If I sound a little raspy, I have the cold, so forgive my voice. We have Swampsnare Trap, a enchantment aura for 3 mana. It costs 1 less to cast. If it targets creatures with flying, enchanted creature gets -5/-3. Oh my god, that's Appa in the hand getting trapped. Damn. We have Sold Out, a 4 mana instant, exile style creature. If it was dealt damage this turn, and then you create a clue. Alright. We have Callous Inspector, 1 mana human creature. That's a 1/1 with menace. And when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to you and you create a clue. Alright. We have Hog-Monkey. Has some girls out there that know this real good. It's a 3 mana creature with 3/2 at the beginning of your combat. Of your turn, target creature gains +1/+1, a +1/+1 counter, and gains menace until end of turn. Alright, you can exhaust it for 4 to put 2 1 counters on itself. Alright. Azula Always Lies, another common lesson. Instant for 2 mana, 1 black, 1 colorless. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. And put a 1 counter on target creature. Mind you can choose 1 or both. That's pretty good. We have Corrupt Court Official, another card for 2 mana, a 2 mana 1/1 creature, non-legendary, human advisor. When it enters, the opponent discards a card, so it's another rat. Alright, but this one's a human, but it's a human rat. We have Dai Li Indoctrination, 2 mana sorcery lesson. With choose 1, target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land permanent in there and they discard it. Or you earthbend 2. Okay, pretty strong common. We have Merchant of Many Hats, 2 mana human peasant ally, non-legendary, with 2/2. With 3 mana, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Alright. We have Beetle-Headed Merchants, a 5 mana non-legendary creature with 5/4 toughness, a human citizen. When this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a 1 on counter on it. And that's the last of our main set cards. We still have some Jumpstart cards which will be arranged by set, so we'll get into those right now. Right, so our first Jumpstart will be Azula. So again, Jumpstarts contain the same cards every time, but you have a random set. So this one will have a little card saying what comes in the set. In the background, you'll see all the cards available, but I'll only be going over the unique cards for the Jumpstart set. So firstly, we have, in the Azula set, we have Azula Ruthless Waterbender, legendary creature. It's a 3/3 for 3 mana, human noble, mythic, firebending 1. Whenever Azula attacks, you may discard a card, then you gain an experience counter for each player who discarded a card this turn. Then you can pay 3, that's 2 colorless and a black, and until end of turn, she gets +1/+1 for each experience counter you have, and gains menace. So, pretty unique. Then we have another unique card here, the Dai Li Censor, a human non-legendary for 2 mana for a 2/1 human soldier advisor. With P1, sacrifice this creature, and target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and raise once each turn. Remember again that sacrifice another creature, not itself. And then we have Dark Deal. With this art, each player discards all cards in their hand, then draw that many cards -1. That's a 3 mana sorcery, 2 colors and a black. And yeah, the other cards were revealed before from the main set. You have them on screen. And of course, we have Thriving Moors, the land, that allows you to get another color. So, then we move on to the next set, which is the Ozai. Okay, make big sacrifices. And Ozai has Scarring Memories, a 4 mana lesson, sorcery, 3 colors and a black, where you may cast this spell as though it had flash if you control attacking legendary creatures. Pretty good. We also have Fire Navy Tech. That's Trebucha. Did I pronounce that? 3 mana non-legendary creature, artifact wall, 0/4, defend and reach. When you attack, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder that stopped an attacking sacrifice at the beginning of your end step. Alright, so it creates a little token whenever you attack, and has a big toughness that'll protect you. Pretty good. We have Fire Nation Ambushers, a 3 mana again, non-legendary creature. That's a 3/2 with flash. And of course, we have Fire Lord Ozai, which is super strong, legendary mythic, 4 mana for a 4/4, 3 colors and a black. When Fire Lord Ozai attacks, if you may sacrifice another creature, if you do, add that amount of red mana equal to the sacrifice creature's power. Then until end of combat, you don't lose mana during stage's end. You can pay 6 and exile top card of each opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may play one of those cards without paying its mana cost. So super strong. Again, you can look at the background. That's all the cards that come here. A few seconds, and then we'll move on to the next set. The next set, of course, is Nightmares. Bring your graveyard to life. So, the unique card here first is Purple Pentapus. It's a 1 mana 1/1 octopus starfish. When it enters, you surveil 1, and you can pay 3, 2 colorless and a white and a black, to tap an untap creature you control and return this card from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Alright, that's not bad, reoccurring. Then we have the mythic available here. It's a repeat, but thing to mention, it's a different art of Koh the Face Stealer. So, pretty nice, see it here. And we have Desperate Plea as our unique rare available here. Additional cost to cast it, sacrifice a creature. Choose one or both. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield if its power is less than the amount of sacrifice creature's power, and destroy target creature. Hey, 2 mana. That's very good. And of course, thing to note again, this is a lot of repeat cards, so that's why I'm not going through all of them. Don't want the video being too long. So the next Jumpstart set. The next set is bad advice. So, bad advice. Be an architect of disruption. So, again, it has the Dai Li Censors as a unique card in this set. We went through that before. We have the Fire Nation Ambushers. It's 3 mana non-legendary creature with 3/2 flash. We went through that as well. And you can look at the whole set here. So, a lot of cards repeated and stuff from the main set. So, pretty standard there. We do, however, have the Lo and Li Royal Advisors, a different version of it. That's 4 mana for a legendary creature. That's a 3/3 Human Advisors. When an opponent discards a card or mills one or more cards, it gets a 1/1 counter on each advisor you control. Super strong. And for that looks like, let's make sure here, we'll take a little zoom. For 3 mana, that's 2 colorless and a hybrid black or blue. Target opponent mills 4 cards. So again, that's pretty good, pretty good. Alright, let's keep the ball rolling with some momentum. Let's get into our next set, which is Siege Engines. This one doesn't have much unique cards, so pretty quick here. Siege Engines, crew, vehicles, and wage war. Obviously, we get a vehicle in here, and it is the Fire Nation Drill with a slightly different angle. Again, reviewed that already, and you can look at the whole set here. So you see a lot of cards we already know and nothing unique, no unique arts, but you get a drill. So that's that. Moving on. Next we have Bounty Hunter. Find your target with clues, and that has Bastion of Remembrance in this art here, a 3 mana enchantment. When it enters, you create a 1/1 white human soldier token, and whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Pretty strong staple there. We have all the rest of cards that are available, you can see on screen. We have Giant Fly, which is an insect, 3 mana non-legendary. It's a 2/2. When you sacrifice another permanent, this creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Alright. Then we have Nyla, Shirizu Sloth, with Sleuth, sorry, because it searches. It's the rare available here. And that has a 4/5 for 5 mana, 4 colors and a black. A legendary creature, Mole Beast. When it enters, exile up to 1 creature card from your opponent's graveyard. And if you do, you lose X life and create X clue tokens, where X is that creature's mana value. There you go, you want to get a clue? Scooby-Doo here for you. That's a good pun. And at the beginning of your end step, if you control no clues, return target creature card exiled with Nyla to its owner's hand. So, pretty interesting there, pretty interesting. And then let's move along to the next set, which of course is Relentless. Go wide on sacrifice. Has those purple pentapuses again. You can see the whole set on the background. We have Fire Nation Occupation, a 3 mana enchantment, the rare available here. When this enters, you create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1, and whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you create a 2/2 red soldier token with Firebending 1 as well. So, for those control decks in EDH, super strong. We have Fire Nation Ambushers. It's a 3 mana non-legendary creature. Again, we went through this. So, that's it. Wait, we have one more. We have Ruthless Waterbending available here, which is a 2 waterbender. Sorry, it's a 2 mana creature. That's a 1/3 with Waterbending 2, and this creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn, but you can only use the effect once per turn. I almost missed that. Sorry about that, guys. And then we're moving on to reinforcements. Thing to note, there are 2 versions of reinforcements, or reinforced, sorry. So you can get 2 variants of the rares. So on screen you'll see me switching between them. So one way you can get is Fire Nation Salvagers, which is a 5 mana 3/3 creature, non-legendary, 3 colors, 2 black with menace. When the creature enters, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control, and when one or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, put target creature or vehicle from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's a strong stealing effect. Alright. We have a different art of Feed the Swarm, which can destroy a creature enchantment and you lose life equal to its converted mana cost. Tokens are 0, so you lose nothing. We have Elephant Rats, a 2 mana Elephant Rat creature, 1/3 with Menace. And yeah, that's all that we have for this set. And we will move on. I remember this has 2 slightly different variants, being that one has Heartless Act and the other has Azula Epic Downfall and Callous Inspectors. So again, we have just a couple more left. We will move on to Hunting. Draw multiple cards. It has this unique Katara, Seeking Revenge, a blue-black, the only black Katara here. So 4 mana for a 3/3 Human Warrior Ally Legendary. As an additional cost, you may Waterbend 2. When you enter, you draw a card, then discard a card unless you pay the additional cost. Then you just draw a card. It gets +1 for each lesson in your graveyard. So again, this can get super big, and as the only black Katara, that's pretty good. We of course have those purple Pentapusses. We have a Raven Eagle in this deck as well as the rare. So yeah, we can take a look at all the other stuff available. Decent selection here. And we'll move on to our 2 remaining sets. We have Attacking. Find ways to always attack, where we have the unique Foundation Ambushes again. And we have Here and Buy, but we'll do that in the multi-card video. And that's it. No other unique cards here, so kind of a bad luck thing with this one. Actually, I'm wrong. There's Lion Vulture. It's a cat bird, rare, 4 mana for a 2/2 flying, and at the beginning of your end step, if you put end step, if your opponent's life at the beginning of your end step, if an opponent's life lost life this turn, you put a 1 counter on it and you draw a card. I don't know why that was so hard to read, but it's on screen, so yep. And we have the final Jumpstart, which is counters buff your team, which has Elephants Rats. It has the Fire Nation Sentinels as the rare, a 5 mana creature that's 3/3 Human Soldier. Whenever a creature, a non-token creature, and upon control dies, you get a 1 counter on each creature you control. Big buff for the team. And we have the Galacorn, which is a lizard, non-legendary, 1 mana for a 1/1 with Death Touch in black. So that's it, and that's everything we can find in this Jumpstart set. So hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned, we'll do another set tomorrow, and bye now. And thanks for tuning in. Fuck me, fuck this game.